The truth behind Kennedy's assassination. Shocking revelations. The dark underbelly of power, a historical perspective on the Kennedy assassination, the Rockefellers, and the political system. The assassination of President John F. Kennedy remains one of the most controversial and scrutinized events in modern American history. Despite countless investigations, documents, and conspiracy theories, the truth about who ordered the murder of Kennedy may never be fully revealed. This essay explores the political realities behind JFK's assassination, the role of powerful families like the Rockefellers, and the continued influence of corruption in American politics. It argues that political power has always been concentrated at the top, where the true drivers of decision-making, including agencies like the CIA, FBI, and Pentagon, simply serve as enforcers of the will of the elites. Additionally, the history of figures like Lyndon B. Johnson and Donald Trump highlights the pragmatic and often ruthless nature of American political survival. The Rockefellers and the hidden powers behind the U.S. government. The idea that the Kennedy assassination was orchestrated by a small circle of elite power brokers is not new. Historical evidence suggests that the Rockefellers, among other powerful families, had the means and the motives to influence major political outcomes in the United States. The Rockefeller family, with its vast wealth derived from Standard Oil, was one of the most influential dynasties in American history. Their political influence spanned across industries and government, and they were instrumental in shaping policy during the 20th century. In the context of JFK's presidency, the Kennedys' stance on certain policies, especially those related to foreign affairs, such as his opposition to the CIA's operations in Cuba and his push for reducing the influence of private wealth in government, were seen as direct challenges to the interests of powerful elites. Kennedy's efforts to dismantle the military-industrial complex, epitomized by his call for peace with the Soviet Union and his advocacy for civil rights, were threats to the established order. As a result, the decision to eliminate Kennedy may have come from a need to preserve the status quo of elite control, ensuring that power remained concentrated in the hands of those like the Rockefellers who had historically pulled the strings of U.S. politics. While recent documents and revelations may surface periodically, they rarely change the fundamental understanding that the true powers in the U.S. government are hidden, and the full truth about Kennedy's assassination will likely never come to light. Such disclosures are often designed to pacify the public with half-truths or misleading information. The key to understanding these events lies in recognizing the systemic corruption that has pervaded American politics for over a century. These elites, who control the flow of money and power, ensure that the public never sees the full picture. Lyndon B. Johnson, the calculated survivor. Lyndon B. Johnson's ascension to the presidency is widely believed to have been influenced by the assassination of Kennedy. Johnson, a savvy politician with a deep understanding of power dynamics, knew that the violent removal of his predecessor would create an opportunity for him to step into the Oval Office. Johnson's political maneuvering before and after Kennedy's death suggests that he had a clear understanding of the political landscape and the ruthless pragmatism required to rise to power. Johnson's role in the events surrounding Kennedy's assassination remains a subject of debate. While there is no definitive proof linking him directly to the murder, Johnson's proximity to the power structures that benefited from Kennedy's death, chiefly the military-industrial complex, raises questions about his potential involvement. Johnson's subsequent presidency did not deviate from the priorities of the elites. His policies, especially regarding the Vietnam War and civil rights, were in line with the interests of the same powerful forces that had sought to remove Kennedy. The idea that Johnson was aware of the plot to assassinate Kennedy and that he would step in as president speaks to the Machiavellian nature of politics, where survival and the consolidation of power are paramount. The Kennedy legacy, a far cry from royalty. The Kennedys have long been romanticized as American royalty, epitomizing wealth, charm, and political power. However, the reality of the Kennedy family is far more complex. John F. Kennedy's father, Joseph Kennedy, was a businessman with known ties to organized crime and the mafia. Joseph Kennedy's relationship with figures like Chicago mob boss Sam Giancana was instrumental in securing JFK's victory in Illinois during the 1960 election. This alliance between the Kennedys and the Mafia was crucial in overcoming the political obstacles they faced. JFK's victory was not simply a triumph of idealism, but rather the result of political deal-making with powerful, often criminal, figures. As Machiavelli might suggest, the ends justify the means in the pursuit of power. JFK, much like many politicians throughout history, was not the saintly figure some believe him to be. He navigated a world of corruption, manipulation, and compromise. His assassination, therefore, must be seen not as an isolated event, but as part of a broader historical pattern in which those who challenge the established order are removed. In this regard, the Kennedys were no different from the other political families that rose to power by using every tool at their disposal, including ties to organized crime. Trump's understanding of power. Donald Trump, much like the Kennedys, rose to prominence in a system where corruption and manipulation were commonplace. Having worked in New York's construction industry, which was heavily influenced by the Mafia, Trump was no stranger to the corrupt nature of political and economic systems. Trump's approach to politics, bribing politicians to secure tax breaks and licenses, was a reflection of the reality that power is not earned through idealism, but through negotiation, influence, and, when necessary, coercion. Trump's understanding of the U.S. political system is informed by his experience in the business world, where survival often meant striking deals with those who controlled the levers of power. His presidency, like the Kennedy presidency, was marked by tension with the elites who sought to maintain their influence over government. Trump's decision to challenge the status quo, whether it was through his opposition to globalist policies or his attacks on the deep state, made him a target of the same forces that had once eliminated JFK. The Pentagon, CIA, and FBI, much like the Mafia and the political elite, are simply extensions of a larger system that serves the interests of those at the top. Elon Musk and the corrupt system. Elon Musk's venture into the realm of cryptocurrencies and his criticism of the corrupt system highlights the ways in which modern entrepreneurs are challenging the entrenched powers that have historically controlled wealth and information. Musk's involvement with Dogecoin, for example, reflects his recognition of the power that lies in disrupting traditional financial systems. However, much like Kennedy and Trump, Musk too must navigate a system that is deeply influenced by those at the top, whether it's through regulatory bodies or financial elites. Musk's observations about the corrupt system are not new. They echo the sentiments of those who have long understood that power in the U.S. is consolidated among a few wealthy families and institutions. The system, which has operated on corruption and crime for generations, is not easily dismantled. JFK's assassination, along with the subsequent events in American politics, serves as a reminder that those who challenge the status quo face significant risks. Conclusion. The assassination of JFK and the political realities surrounding it are a reflection of the Machiavellian nature of power in the United States. The truth about who ordered the assassination may never be revealed, as those in power, like the Rockefellers and other elite families, have the means to keep it hidden. The system is built on corruption, and politicians like Lyndon Johnson, JFK, and Donald Trump have all been shaped by it. The Kennedys, once seen as American royalty, were part of this corrupt system, relying on criminal alliances to secure power. In the end, the forces that control the U.S. government are hidden behind a facade of democratic institutions, and those who challenge them, like Kennedy, will always face the consequences of upsetting the established order. The power structures in place ensure that the truth remains obscured, and the cycle of corruption continues.